Hey y'all, Jenny McKenzie here again with some movements that are really helping me connect the breath with my movements, with my mind. It helps facilitate a mind-body connection. These movements really help me feel good and open. So I thought I'd share with you just some movements I've been doing that are allowing me to bring more intention and awareness into my practice. So I like to start by taking a hand and placing over my heart and one over my belly and starting with some deep breaths. And begin to notice the effect breathing air into and out of your lungs has on your body, your mind, your heart rate. Hopefully it's a calming effect. Hopefully you're slowly bringing the heart rate down. Hopefully you're sort of starting to calm the mind while at the same time making that mind-body breath connection that's really helpful in any sort of practice. I also like to use this breath to kind of fire up and become more aware of my core. As you bring air into your lungs, it's going to push down on your diaphragm and give this illusion of your belly expanding. And then when you exhale deeply, you use your core to push all of your air out, even though it's coming into and out of your lungs. It's all connected. So I really like to use this breath to build a mind-body breath connection and to also fire up my core. Hopefully this helps you in your practice and along the way as we get started here. Helps me at least. I want you to inhale. Bring your chest through the gateway of the shoulders as you bring your arms back and really just see and allow your lungs to fill with air. Exhale, contract through the core, round the upper back, bring your hands forward. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract the core, round the back, and just kind of pretend like you're giving someone an imaginary hug and feel how that engages your core. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract and close. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract and close. Inhale, open up, chest through the gateway of the shoulders. Really puff that heart forward. Exhale, contract the core, round the upper back. Give someone that imaginary hug. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it off. Now what I want you to do, I want you to inhale, bring your left hand to that left heel and come up onto your knees and kind of circle over to the left so you really feel that side body open on the inhale. Exhale, swing around, and now switch hands. So now the right hand is to the right heel. Inhale, open up, stretch the side body. Exhale, come forward, swing around. Inhale, open up the side body. Exhale, swing around. Inhale, reach across, open up the side body. Exhale, swing around. Inhale, open up the side body and try and push your hips forward to really help you get a better stretch. Do this a few times at your own pace, really trying to connect your movement with the breath in whatever way that feels good to you. So I like to exhale here. And then I like to inhale, push that front body forward, push the hips forward, and really get that good stretch through the right side body. And then I like to exhale, swing around, contract a little bit at the core, and then inhale, open up again. One last time. Inhale. And now what I want you to do is, if you can, I want you to bring that right hand all the way around and grab the back right heel and really see how this helps you puff that heart forward and really bring your chest through the gateway of the shoulders. If you need to, you can you can tuck your toes so you've got a little bit less of a distance to travel. What I really want you to focus on is opening up that front body, puffing the heart forward, and really just allowing yourself to become open. Go ahead and pushing those hips forward. Really, you should really almost feel a deep stretch in the hip flexor and the quad if you're really pushing forward enough. Just kind of let your hand, give yourself a few breaths here if it feels really good. And again, play around here. So maybe tuck your toes a little bit. I just really want you to think open and expanding, really just opening up this front body. All right, now I want you to exhale and slowly come back up. And I want you to roll back onto your heels and come into a nice Malasana squat like this. And just kind of allow yourself to settle in here. And I want you to push your knees open. Just kind of allow your hips to become really open. And just play around here. If you want to maybe I like to kind of cross the knees in front of me to really work into the hips a lot. And then when you're ready, just come back into that Malasana squat. And all we're going to do is we're just going to stand up, and I want you to walk to the top of your mat. I have to do a few sun salutations. I just do. It really just helps me, again, connect my mind with my body, with my breath, with everything. So we're going to inhale, stand up, sweep up, gaze up, and again, puff your heart forward, bring that chest to the gateway of the shoulders. It's kind of the same thing you were doing in that camel pose. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, dive all the way down as far as you can. Think chest to thigh, maybe knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Really, you want to put the pressure kind of here in the balls of the feet as you reach forward. Exhale, plant your hands, walk back, ride the exhale all the way through your chaturanga. Don't try not to let your shoulder heads go below your elbows. So nice strong chaturanga, elbows in, untuck your toes. Inhale again, openness through the front, chest through the gateway of the shoulders, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back over the toes, downward facing dog. Go ahead and just get comfortable here. Maybe you try to flatten your feet. Maybe you tilt and tuck the pelvis to see how that changes. Maybe you bend in the knee a little bit. Stay here as long as you like, and then when you're ready, I like to do these short walks. I like to walk my hands into my feet using a lot of little walks. It really helps you get a lot of length down the back of the legs. Exhale fully. Inhale, roll up, roll the shoulders back. Shake it out. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Stand up, sweep up, gaze up, really expand, micro bend in the upper back. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips. Fold in. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant your hands. Again, walk those feet back and ride your exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, expand at the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to do one more. I have to. All right, so again, slow walks, feet into the hands. Try to just really feel how that is warming up your hamstrings. Exhale, fill in the fold. Inhale, roll up, roll the shoulders. That wasn't a great roll. That's okay, though. They can all be great. Inhale, stand up, sweep up, gaze up. Maybe even cactus the arms to get a bit more of an up bend in the upper back. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Don't hunch over. Just hinge forward at the hips. Lengthen, and the last second kind of fold in on the exhale. Inhale. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Come up onto the balls of those feet. Exhale, hands to the mat. Ride it all the way through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now what I want you to do right away is go ahead and inhale. Raise your right leg to the sky. Bend the knee. Open up the hip. Then straighten it again, and I want you to exhale. Slowly bring that right foot to rest on the outside of that right hand, in whatever position is comfortable for you. If you need to wiggle your way to get there, wiggle. So I want you to drop that back left knee, and I want you to take the right hand to the right knee and push your knee even further to the right. Kind of work into the hips a little bit. Push away that right knee. Now I want you to inhale. Extend the right leg forward, bend the left knee, and kind of rotate all the way around, really opening up that front body again. Grab the top of that back left foot. And then I want you to exhale, fold forward into the half split, so you're kind of pushing away on that right heel, and you're, again, hinging at the hips, leaning forward, really feeling that great stretch to the back of the hamstring. Again, inhale. Come forward, open up the chest to the sky. Exhale, settle into the hips and grab the top of that foot. Again, move in a way that connects your mind, your breath, and your body. So I like to inhale, come back around, exhale, push back into my push back with that right heel into my half splits. Inhale, come up and around when my chest is open at the sky. Then I exhale, let my weight kind of sink into the hips while I grab the top of that back left foot. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, push it back. Feel it deep in your core, in your rectus abdominis there. Inhale, roll open. Exhale, sink into the hips, and your chest is still open to this right side. Inhale, come back around. Exhale, push back. This time what I want you to do is I want you to square your hips, come up, and I want you to put your hands on your hips so you can even physically move them to be more square if you want. And I want you to flatten that front right foot and bend into the right knee, keeping your hips square this time. We're not opening them up. We're keeping them square with the top of the mat. Tuck those back left toes and lean into that front right leg there. Hips are square. You're really going to feel a nice pull in that back left hip flexor. Inhale, maybe clasp your hands behind your back and really try again, puffing that heart forward. Maybe you bend the back knee a little bit. Look up. Exhale, keeping your hips square, same kind of thing, half splits. You'll notice you go a lot less, or at least I do. Maybe you're more flexible than I am, a lot less far forward this way than when my hips are open and I can lean into it. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, open up the chest. Exhale, let your weight sink into the hips that are now square. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, let your weight sink into those hips, into that left hip flexor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up, roll those shoulders open. You can even press, if you want to, into kind of the top of the glute there to push down, make your hips go down and forward, staying square. Hopefully that made sense. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold over the thigh, the right thigh. Inhale, come up. Exhale, press those hips forward. Now what I want you to do is I want you to tuck those back left toes. They're tucked the whole time. And I want you to lift up, come kind of into a high lunge there on the right side. And then what I want you to do, you can adjust yourself. If you need to walk that foot in a little bit, do it. I want you to exhale, fold forward over that front right leg into a pyramid pose. So inhale, come forward into that high lunge. And again, maybe even cactus the arms to really open up that front body. Exhale, fold in over that right thigh. I like to pull back on my right foot and kind of put my weight into the heel. It helps me get a really deep stretch in the hamstring. Inhale, come forward, open up the chest. Exhale, dive forward, fold over that right front leg. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold forward, pyramid. This time, leave your hands on the mat, and I want you to come into the runner's lunge now with your hands on the mat. They can be flat, or you can have your hands tented, be on your fingertips. And I want you to inhale, come forward into a warrior three. Exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. Now I want you to inhale, open up into half moon. Exhale, close the hip off, square it. You see how I rolled my hip down like that? Exhale, and it's kind of like a struggling warrior three. I'm really shaking on this right foot here because I'm really trying to close the hip off. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it off. Hopefully this is becoming easier as you move the breath. You think inhale, open, right? Inhale, open, expand the lungs, give yourself that space, and then exhale, kind of close it off a little bit. All right, go ahead and step back, and then whatever way you want to, try to get back to downward facing dog. I like to come into this runner's lunge, go back into a three-legged downward facing dog, and then exhale. And kind of find a nice, comfortable downward facing dog. Hopefully you feel a big difference in that left and right, the warmth of the left and right hamstring. All right, so we're going to do the same thing now on the left side. Go ahead and inhale those left toes up. Exhale with control. Really feel how your core kind of controls how slowly you move and the placement of your foot. I want you to gently place that left foot on the outside of the left hand. And again, wiggle, find a good comfortable position here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and drop that back right knee. Take that left hand to the inside of the left knee. Inhale, push that left knee open. You should really feel, you should be working some movement into the hips. And again, I should have said this before. So your big toe stays in line with that heel. You don't want to keep your foot on the floor and pushing your knee out. That's bad. That's bad alignment. So when your knee rolls open, your knee goes open like this, you roll to the knife edge of that left foot. You see how the big toe and the ankle are always connected, right? So just kind of stay here for a bit, and then when you're ready, plant the foot. Inhale, come up and around. Exhale, grab the top of that back right foot now. Inhale, look up to the sky again, open up. Exhale, push back into that half splits, close it off. Inhale, open up to the sky. Exhale, let your weight sink into the hips as you grab the top of that back with right foot. Inhale, come back around. Exhale, push it all the way back. Feel that nice deep stretch there in the back of the hamstring. All down your leg, really. Inhale, come up and around. Exhale, weight sinks into the hips. You grab the top of that back right foot. Inhale, up and around. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, come up and around. Exhale, let the weight sink into the hips. Grab the top of the back right foot. Inhale, come up and around. Exhale, push back into that half splits. Now go ahead and come up into that low lunge. Place the hands on the low back or top of the glute. And exhale, push your weight forward, this time squaring your hips, right? So your hips are square in line with, parallel with the top of the mat. Inhale, open up a little bit, maybe even bend that back knee. Exhale, half splits though, but this time with your hips square, so you won't come as far forward over the quad. Or maybe you will, maybe you're super flexible. Inhale, come forward, press into that, now the right hip flexor, really kind of let the weight sink. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push the hips forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink over that front left quad. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink deeper into the hips. Oh, if you need to, if this is bothering your knee, you try to come to the top of the knee or grab a blanket. I should have told you that beforehand, sorry. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and push up into that high lunge. High-ish lunge, I suppose. And go ahead and adjust your stance if you need to. I want you to inhale, open up. Exhale, pull back on that left heel now. Fold over pyramid. Inhale, maybe even cactus the arms. Really open up with the breath. Exhale, fold in pyramid pose. Inhale, high lunge. Open up. Exhale, fold over pyramid pose. Maybe you even want to inhale, come all the way up. Maybe you can give yourself a little exhale here, and then an inhale, letting your, clasping your fingers behind. Inhale, unclasp. Whoo. Exhale, fold in. You see how you can sort of use your breath. You can move with your breath, and sometimes it actually lets movements become a bit easier. So let's go ahead and do that. Inhale. Maybe come all the way up, cactus the arms. Exhale, clasp the hands behind the back, open up the shoulders. Inhale, open up a little more. Exhale, fold over that front left quad. All right, go ahead and inhale now, come into that runner's lunge and kind of get going in your runner's lunge. Inhale, stand up into that warrior three with your hands on the mat. Inhale, open up to the right now, open up the hip. Exhale, roll the hip in now towards the left, so closing it off, squaring the hips again. Inhale, open up half moon. Exhale, close off the hip. I don't really worry too much about what my back leg's doing, to be honest with you. If you want, you can flex, you can point. If you really want to make it look pretty, I can try it here. I'll try to point it for you. Inhale, open up, exhale. But when I'm focusing on one thing, like moving with the breath, I don't know. Sometimes I'll just sort of let that back leg go. Too much to focus on, you know. Inhale, open up half moon, which is the beauty of the practice. You can add as much onto it as you want. Exhale, close off the hip. All right, go ahead and place that right foot back, and then whatever way is comfortable for you, go ahead and go get into that downward facing dog. I'll go ahead and do a vinyasa for you here. So three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog, whichever way is the most comfortable for you. All right, so now what we're going to do, I want you to inhale, lift those right toes up. Exhale, bring the knee forward and come into a nice pigeon pose. Again, you can make this more intense by making your shin more parallel with the top of the mat, but I'm using pigeon to work into the hips and also open up the front body again and connect the breath with the movement. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it slightly bent. It just gives me more balance. If you need to put a bolster or blanket under you here, that is great too. Definitely do that now. So go ahead and roll into the hips a little bit. And then when you're ready, inhale and bring your hands off the mat and just really let, on the inhale, open up through that front body. Again, bringing the chest through the gateway of the shoulders. Maybe you even want to clasp your hands behind your back and just give yourself a few really good breaths here to really just let your front body open up. Oh, just kind of press back into the hips, open up the front body. Maybe even if you're feeling like it, grab that back, oh my gosh, left foot. If you're really feeling really open, you could maybe do a mermaid. If not, I really would recommend you just kind of play around in this pigeon pose and maybe do with the breath. Exhale, close it off. Inhale, roll it open. Exhale, close it off. Inhale, roll open. I don't know if you can hear this, but my daughter's definitely playing the piano. Sorry about that. Exhale, fold over the front. Inhale, bring it on up. All right, now what I want you to try and do without your hands and focus on staying open is inhale, lift up that back, oh my gosh, left foot. And I want you to bring it around and come into that, stack your knees. What am I trying to say here? And again, just play with the arm motions like we did here. So you're going to inhale, open up the front body, exhale. Well, like Olaf, warm hugs, right? Round the back, hugs. Inhale, open up the front body, exhale, round the back. Really feel the core expand and contract, giving someone a nice warm hug. Inhale, open up, exhale, round the back. Inhale, open up. This time, if you can, go ahead and fold forward over those stacked knees and just kind of allow yourself to settle into your hips for a little bit. Go ahead and stay here for a minute or two if you want, or go ahead and keep playing around with the arm movements. What I really am trying to drive home here is connecting that, is reinforcing that mind, body, breath connection here. So go ahead and play around. The way I like to get out of this here is I kind of like to grab either toe and kind of roll back into a cross-legged boat position. You don't need to have your legs totally straight. And now this is kind of fun. Helps you switch sides. This is just a fun little thing I'm into lately. Uncross the feet. So now your hands are crossed, right? Now maybe see if you can push up into, I'm shaking, a boat. And now maybe kind of press, I don't know how to even describe this. Kind of make the left leg lower than the right. And push. And maybe try to open up the body this way. Whoop, there we go. And I lost it. When you're ready, just come into a boat. And this time put the left knee on the bottom. Roll up and bring the right knee to the back. You see how we did that? So now we're on pigeon with the right foot back, left knee forward. Again, when you're ready, work into your hips a little bit. Grab a bolster if you need to. Play around with your foot. But when you're ready, go ahead and inhale. Open up the front body. Exhale, close it off. Inhale, open up the front body. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Just kind of work on opening up the front body, bringing that chest through the gateway of the shoulders. We did that when the knees were stacked. Sorry about that. And maybe inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold over. Maybe inhale, come all the way around. Grab the top of that back right foot. And if you're really feeling good and really now open through this, this is the thing. So if you ask me to get into a mermaid pose cold, starting my practice, I can't do it. But if I've properly warmed up and I'm feeling really open across the front body and I've made that mind, body, breath connection, you can just kind of work your way into it. And from here, you can just inhale, open up more. Exhale, just kind of go deeper. Inhale, open up a little bit more. Exhale, sink a little deeper. And it just becomes a little easier each day. All right, and then go ahead and inhale, come back up into that pigeon. And then again, bring that back right knee now to stack on top of the left. And this is where we did, again, play with those arm movements. Open up, close it off. Open, feel the chest open, the lungs feel it there. Exhale. Really feel the core contract as you round the back and pretend like you're giving someone a nice warm hug. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it off. Go ahead and keep playing around here. Maybe fold over the front knee if you want to. But when you're ready, go ahead and grab those toes. This is just fun to do, guys. I mean, I don't know. It's just fun and also connects the breath with the movement. So go ahead and uncross your feet, but keeping your hands on those big toes. Maybe straighten out into that funky boat position. Now the right leg is going to come below the left, and then do what you can to use the breath and push, straighten, open up the front body to the other side. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and come to a boat. And we're going to go ahead from boat. Just go ahead and lay down and take a nice Savasana. Hopefully you feel different. Hopefully that helped you maybe with a mind-body breath connection. And it's just either way, just practicing those movements. It's just so good for you because we spend a lot of time sitting, like hunched over. I just drove 18 hours. I spent a lot of time sitting hunched over like this. It feels so good to open up that front body. And maybe you can just, at the very least, you've maybe become a little bit more aware of how you can open up the front body, even in everyday movements. So if you feel yourself haunching over, it's no big deal. Just go ahead and puff that heart forward. It's such an easy change. It feels so good. I hope this was helpful and that you enjoyed it.